Now look at how David somewhat sums this up. He compared our relationship with God to a tree planted by a river of living water. God wants us to realize that we are that tree that is planted by the river, not wanting nothing. I would say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. See, when you plant by the river, you don't have to worry about how you're going to get this or that. How you going to pay for that or this. When is this due? You don't have to worry about that when you are planted by the river. Trees that are planted by the river of water. The difference between being a tree planted by the river of water and a tree that's planted away from the water is the tree planted by the river don't have to wait for it to rain. Don't have to wait on the rain. Don't have to depend on rain. Think about it. A tree planted by rivers of water, I mean, it doesn't matter if it rains or not. It still can get water. We are the trees that God is speaking of. When you are planted close to God, John 7:38 says that out of his belly shall flow living water. When you're the tree, when you are planted close to God, you can be free from depression. You don't have to worry about paying bills. You can see yourself to be a blesser. You can see yourself blessed to be a blesser. You can be free from the people who then hurt you when you're close to God. When you put yourself close to God. When you put yourself close to God, you don't have to depend on what happened with the government. You ain't got to depend on the government when you planted close to God. You don't have to depend on what's happening on your job. You like a tree that can take from the living water. It say that Psalms 1 and 3 say that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. Bringing forth fruit in his season. This is what God for our life. It's for us to bring forth fruit in our season. This is important because no tree brings fruit in its season. God is saying to someone today, I want you to bring forth fruit no matter what season it is. I don't care if it's summer, you bring fruit. I don't care if it's winter, I need you to bring fruit. I don't care if it's fall, I need you to bring fruit. I don't care if it's spring, I need you to bring fruit. If you get laid off, fruit. If they leave you, fruit. If you lose a loved one, fruit. It doesn't matter what comes your way, God still wants you to produce fruit. But we still talking about the one time that we produce fruit. The one miracle that God done in our life. But God is saying, I want you to be planted close to me. So your relationship with me look like a tree that bears fruit no matter what happens. The Bible says his leaves shall not wither. Say the leaves shall not wither. The tree leaves wither. They change colors in the fall. You know, we're in our fall season and the leaves are beginning to change colors. They are preparing themselves for the winter. As we look out, we can see so many changes even on our lives today. See, tree leaves wither up and they dry and they fall off. But we don't realize that the leaves just only going back to their true natural colors. See, a leaf natural color is either red, orange, or yellow. What we see is the chlorophyll that the tree's pigment takes on when the tree is providing energy for its photosynthesis. As the days get shorter, the tree don't have enough sunlight to make food for itself. So we see trees go into some type of sort of survival mode so they can make it through the winter months. So they bring everything in. They stop pushing all the energy and food out to the leaves and bring everything inward to be able to make it through the winter. Even when we look around and everyone else is willing, everyone else is giving up, everyone else is throwing in the towel, everyone else is talking about you. You just keep growing because when you are contacted with the source, you can look healthy. You can look good in every season. You ain't got to wait till the summer try to look good. You can start looking good right now. We start working out. Most people start working at the beginning of the year. We start at the end of the year because we're going to work out in the season because we know where we planted at. We ain't got to wait till the new year to say, now I'm going to start a new year revolution because now I want to work out. No, in every season, we're supposed to be fruitful. We don't govern by the season. We look good in every season. It said that we should be like a tree planted by the river of water that bringeth forth fruit in his season, and his leaves shall not wither. And whatsoever he does shall prosper. When you're a tree planted by the river, you will always bring forth fruit. You will always bring forth fruit. You'll be able to give help to others. Your leaves will always be green. There will always be shade. That means you will always be able to comfort someone in bad times because you got shade. Your leaves are green. You ain't worried about it. So you're able to comfort people that in their worst time, you will be able to comfort them. Even when you are going through. Have anybody ever had to show support when they was going through? If your leaves are green, you can show support. Even when you're going through. Last but not least, the Bible says, whatsoever you do shall be prosperous. When you plant it, everything you do work. Even when all odds is against you, somehow it still works because you are in contact with God. And your steps ordered by the Lord. See, our problem isn't we not planted, it's where we planted. We like those plants that are in pots in people's houses and in yards. You got plants in pots and stuff. That's how we are. See, we can't grow no roots. We can't spread out. We can't, as they said, we can't stretch out. Because we planted ourselves in small places. And we move from one place to another, from one church to another. Like when you got potted plants, you got them plants in the pots, you move around the house trying to get sunlight, trying to see where the sunlight come in best. Well, that's what we do. We jump from church to church trying to see where we fit best. God is telling someone today that your limitations can be broke. It doesn't matter what can happen to you. If you allow him to plant you where you can grow into anything, into everything that he called you to be. See, I want to use this little book they call The Seed That Was Afraid to Be Planted, to show us how we can be that tree that's planted by the river of water and bring forth fruit. Leaves that stay green and prosper. Because God doesn't plant trees. God plants seeds. So in order for that tree to become a tree, it got to be planted first. And we plant seeds. We look over a small thing. The Bible says, don't despise small beginnings. Zechariah 4:10 say, for thou hast despised the day of small things. So the thing we count out, God count on being great when we plant them. Yes, your gift might be small. Your business might be small now. Your job might be little now. God is saying, you don't have to see it. I gave it to you in that form. See, God said, you might can't see it now because it's so small. But God gave it to you small. God gave it to you in a seed that small. So when no one try to destroy it because they ain't paying no attention to it. Because you go unnoticed. And God said, I give it to you very small so you can learn to use it before I begin to grow it. Yeah, your talents are very small. Your gifts are very small. But God said, I'm about to begin to use your talent. I'm about to grow you past some things. I'm about to bring you up where you need to be. See, when God planted a seed, he planted that seed inside you. And see, when you look at that, see, it's a seed that is planted. And right now the seed is under, and the first thing you see that happen is the seed goes down. The first thing you must do is humble yourself. You got to humble. See, the seed grows down before it ever grows. You got to learn to humble yourself. You got to learn to humble yourself. But we seize and we don't realize how we're supposed to be. Our problem is we live in a world where everything is so fast. And we want it right now. We are like J.G. Whitmer say, it's my money and I want it now. We want everything right now. We want to be a tree now when we just a seed, waiting to be planted. Genesis 8:22 say, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest. It's always going to be seed time and harvest. It's going to be a seed, then it's going to take time before you get to harvest. When we see the wind pushing the tree and leaning the roots and it holding it down, it's because the roots are strong enough to hold the tree. See, our wind these days is frustration. It's our pain. It's our struggles. That's our wind. But are you rooted enough to stay in when you get frustrated? Are you strong enough to stand when things come against you? When the wind blows you from place to place, are you able to stand because you've been rooted? See, our roots is our character, our integrity, our humbleness. See, that person on your job, that person that gets on your last nerve is only to help build your character. It's only there to help build your integrity, to show you how to be humble because your old self would have been cussed them out by now. But God is steadily rooting you and growing you. Now your character is beginning to build, even though they're getting on your nerve, you still can be kind to them. With us, a lot of times, we don't want to be planted. We don't want to move forward. We want to stay just as we are. The next slide. What happens, we just a seed, we happy with our little gift, and we doing what we want to do, and we use our gift when we want to use our gift. When we want to dance, we dance. When we want to sing, we sing. When we want to speak, we speak. Whatever we want to do, we do. Whatever we want to do, we do. Stay right there. We're happy when we with a lot of people. And when you got a lot of seeds and people got a lot of gifts, then you feel like, when you're in the choir, you feel like, well, I ain't got to really use my voice. It's enough of us to sing it. It's enough of everyone doing things. So you don't feel like the spotlight on you. And so you can be your best. Your best. Your seed can just be as happy as it can be because you don't have to show your talent. You come when you want to come. Nobody miss you if you don't commit to nothing. If you don't commit to be an usher, on your job to be a lead man or a supervisor, then all you got to do is show up and do what they ask. See, a lot of times we don't want to go to that next level. And then we complain what we can't do or what we don't have. But you got to step out. God called you to be a leader, so I need you to be the leader. Next slide. You can't be no ally. You just can't be who you want to be because that's who you are. God put something inside of you. And when God comes to plant you, next slide. When God comes to plant you, when he grabbed you up, when he pull you out of your comfort zone, and believe me, he's going to pull you out of your comfort zone. You might be relaxed now. You might be feeling good now. But God said, I got to move you to another level. In order to move you to another level, I got to pluck you up out of your comfort zone, out of your safe place, and put you where I need you. Put you in a place in the area. Put you on a job so you can. Put you in a church so you can grow. But you got to stay there long enough to grow. God wants to pull you out of your comfort zone. Pull you where you feel like you are right now. And God say, I got to put you where you can grow. Next slide. And God put you in a hole. Put you in a hole. All of a sudden you got problems in your life. All of a sudden your kids not acting like they're your kids. Your family go against you. Now everybody in your family talking about you. And you want to cuss them out. You want to go off on them. You want to get on Facebook and talk about your own family because they talking about you. But God get ready to plant you because you don't want to be planted. You don't want to deal with the situation right now. You don't want to deal with what is at hand with you right now. God said, I got to put you in this situation. God is setting a situation up for someone right now, like that hole in the ground you see. God is setting somebody up right now to be put in a situation, to be put in some darkness, be put in a hardship. Somebody's getting ready to go through. But it's not to break you, it's to break you. Next slide. And see, when God dropped you, then you looking up asking God, why? Why me? We always looking up, why me, God? Why I got to be in this hole? Why I got to be in this situation? Why I got to be in this by myself? God will make it where no one else can talk to you. Have you ever been in a situation and you pick up the phone and you can't get a hold of nobody? You try over and over, you text, you call, and nobody answering because God said, I got to make you. I'm putting you in this situation. I know your light bill due. I know you just got laid off. And you saying, God, why? Where I'm getting help from? I'm all by myself. Won't nobody help me? God said, I got you. I'm trying to plant you. I need you to grow. But you want to stay how you are. You got ideals. But your best ideal is not the best ideal God gave you yet. You want to start a business and you don't know how you're going to get it off the ground. God says, step out there. If you step out there, God said, I'll send somebody to help you out. But you got to step out there. You don't want to step out there. God said, I placed the seed in you to grow you. I'm putting you here because I need you to trust me. I need you to depend on me. I'm saying plant you by the river so you can pull from me. You ain't got to pull from nobody else. You can pull from me. I'm going to give you nerve over and over because I'm playing you inside the river. I'm playing you close to me. Are you going somewhere that you're close to God? Are you going somewhere that you can get what you need? Are you just going because you want to go? And what happened when God covered you up with problems and situations, when God put everything on you? Next slide. We look like this, little seed. We crying. We looking crazy. We're crying because we don't want to go through what we're going through. We're crying because we're in a situation that we thought we'd never be in. We're crying because we one place, and the person that we're trying to pray for is another place. You went too fast on me. I felt like that little seed the other day. I get the phone call, and the Swanee mother is going all wild, and my wife talked to Helen, and I said, no. Well, something about Swanee playing with the gun, and his friend shot him in the hand, and couldn't get a hold to him for 2.5 hours. And I got to thinking, is it my fault, you know? And why I got to go through this? God said, you got to grow. You got to go to another level. Now your son's 700 some miles away from you. Can you trust me? You got to be there. Doesn't matter if you're there or not. I'm there. You prayed for me to watch. You prayed for me to take care of him. Didn't I do that? I said, but he got shot. Did he die? No weapon formed should prosper. I spared your son, but took his daughter, but you complaining. I'm just crying like a little seed. He said, I bear you by the river. I'm trying to grow you into something else. You can't stay where you at. You comfortable preaching like you're preaching. You comfortable dealing with the people you got right now. But in order for you to become what I need you, you got to get buried again. See, the thing about being growth and death look the same because it's all the same. Because when somebody dies, they bury them. When you're ready to grow, God bury you in problems. He bury you in problems. He looks the same. See, in order for you to grow, you got to die. That's why the Bible says the old thing pass away. All things become new. Your old man got to die. So God said, I got to bury you. I got to know that you trust me. The song says, no one doubt. Wheel steady turning. I can't doubt what God had done. Yes, he lost a finger, but he did not lose his life. Yes, he upset right now and feeling sad and everybody talking. But God said, I got this. I can speak to his mind. I can speak to his heart. Now it's time for you to grow. And when you're in that darkness, when you're all by yourself and you're going through, and you can't call nobody, you'll find that courage. You begin to get on your knees. You begin to pray to God. You begin to fast. You begin to do everything that you need to do. You got to remember one thing. It's not over. You just covered up. It's not over. You just covered up. And while you covered up, while you covered up, and you're going through your darkness, and you planted by that river, the relationship, you realize that you don't need it no more. They left you. When they left you, there could be God planting you where you need to be. See, you were planting a pot. That's why you kept going from relationship to relationship, job to job, because when you're in a pot, they can just pick you up, put you over here. Pick you up and move you over here. But he got to take you out that pot. And God said, I'm saying plant you in good ground. So you got to be planted in good ground. So I'll plant you in good ground so you can stretch out your roots. See, some tree roots go up to 40 feet. Stretch you out. And see, when you're going through, you'll notice something about yourself. The next slide. You'll notice that you start to grow. You start to develop. You start to feel a little different. Doing somebody say something wrong, you're like, I know who I serve. I got a God that is way capable and able to do more and greater, exceeding more than I can even speak or think. Eyes haven't seen, nor ears have heard the things. See, you inside right now. See, you will see, you don't know what God is about to bust out of you. You don't know what God is about to birth out of you. You don't know what you got in you. You just got to plant it in order to see what God has in you that's going to come out. You're going through the rough time of your life right now. Your marriage might be upside down. Your relationship might be upside down. Your job might be in jeopardy. Your kids might be acting out, but you just planted. It's not over. You just covered. You covered up with so many problems. You covered with so many things. It's not over. You just under pressure, under pain and struggle. You're under all these things. It's best work is when you covered up. When you're under a lot of pressure, then when God said, let me work now. Let me do my best work. Because it tells you in Philippians, hallelujah, 1:6, the work that he started in you, he will finish. It said the good work that he started in you. See, that seed is in you. Your talent is in you. Your gift is in you. And what he started in you, he will finish. And before you know it, next slide, you begin to sprout up. People begin to notice. They be like, now what? Now, how long they been here on this job? I thought he left her a couple weeks ago. And she's smiling? No, I thought he was with so-and-so. Where did they go? How you get this? He'll what now in his job? What do he? What kind of business they got going on now? See, it starts small. You'll come out a little bit at a time as you grow. But we're afraid to be planted. We're afraid to let the old things die. We want to hold on to some things. We want to hold on to addictions. We want to hold on to abuse. We want to hold on to these little things because we feel that without those things, we can't be what we need to be. Because that's what people know us as. But God said those things got to die. You got to let those things go. Next thing you know, you begin to grow. The next slide. You begin to grow into a tree, and people begin to notice some things for you. People begin to notice some things because now you're using your talents. You're not afraid to sing. You're not afraid to speak. You're not afraid to dance. You're not afraid to speak your mind in front of people. You're not afraid to get a promotion. You're not afraid to endure new endeavors. You're not afraid to produce fruit. You're not afraid to run for different positions in the city. You're not afraid to go be an instructor in school. You're not afraid to fill out an application. You're not afraid, no matter how old you are, to go back to school. You're not afraid. And you steady growing. And you come bigger. The next slide. You come bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden, you begin to help people now because you got fruit. You begin to help this person. Now you see yourself being a blesser. God done bless you. Now you don't mind blessing others. See, a lot of people, as God bless them, they keep everything for themselves. They don't know how to bless no one else. God said, I bless you for you to be a blesser. Now you're able to bless, you're able to give out of the abundance that God then gave to you. And you steady growing. Next slide. You steady growing. You're getting bigger and bigger. Now you're able to stand. Last slide. Now when the wind comes, it can sway you, but you ain't going to fall over. You ain't going to run out of church no more. You ain't going to live anymore because your roots are stronger. You ain't got to give up. You ain't got to give. It's not over. You are just under. Where are you planted? Start